And we are back here with We Are the Change podcast. I'm your host, Valita Stoke, and we're interviewing one of my good friends here on campus.
Hi, everybody.
Can you say the name for
Oh, sorry. My name's Victoria. Victoria Luna.
And she works here on campus at the art department. Can you tell us a little bit of what you do?
Well, I do a lot of things in the art department, not just work with them. I'm their intern, so like I help with the art shows and lots of things like planning what art students are going to be doing or like how we're going to showcase the art department and show off everybody. So that's always good, and I get to meet like a lot of really experienced artists. But in addition to that, like I'm also part of the art club. And I'm the treasurer for the art club, which is really cool because now I'm getting to meet like more of the artists on campus. And yeah, I'm just kind of like your connection to the art department. Like if you don't want to go to the professors, you can come to me.
And that is a lot more helpful compared to going to teachers sometimes, because I love talking to you, but I'd be too terrified to probably go to your boss.
Yeah, she is intimidating, but Professor Morla, my boss, oh my god, amazing artist.
Shout out.
Yeah, and also she's really involved in the community, and she is like head of like so many different projects. Like she's a yes girl.
We love a yes girl.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I mean, if you couldn't already tell that Victoria is an artist, look at her beautiful outfit. Your hair, stunning. Cardigan, stunning. Everything stunning. Oh my gosh. Literally on campus, I see her and I'm like, I got some fashion competition real quick.
That's why we're friends.
I know. I'm
That's
like,
why
I'll
we're
show up
friends.
bummy, look in the class, and I see it. I'm like, I need to step up my
What do
game,
you mean?
dude.
She does not show up bummy to class ever. She's lying to you.
No, I remember this one time and it stuck with me. But I wore my beanie because we always had astronomy together. It was so cold. And you were like, okay, elf on the shelf. And I was like,
But you're so cute. Like it's not a bad thing.
but that's what I knew. I was like, I can't get it twisted. Yeah, I gotta show up.
I love you.
I love you too. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Valita's very expressive with her fashion, and she has colors all the time. And I'm not a colorful person, as you can see.
Except for your hair accessories.
But like, you always have to have a little bit in there.
You gotta sprinkle it.
Just
Little sprinkles.
A little bit. Yeah, but other than that, like, speaking of creativity, we're
Yes.
the art club. We're starting to do zines. So I made like my first zine ever, and it's about pink.
Yes.
The color pink.
I love that.
Yeah. So like that's pretty awesome. But
What's your personal favorite medium to work with?
it used to be pencil,
Okay.
but I don't know anymore. Like that, I think that's what the coolest thing about coming to Oxnard College was, is that they just kind of are like, well, you're an artist, so you have to do all these things, and it's okay that you don't know them, but we're gonna help you get to know them. So now I'm just this person with like so many multifaceted talents, and I'm just like, wow, what am I gonna make?
What are you gonna make? What are you working on?
Well, right now, since I'm part of the art club and also an intern, I'm kind of like getting more involved in like the school side of things. So like, there's
We love a yes girl.
we love a yes girl. All the yes girls watching this, like, yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is the 50th anniversary for Oxnard College.
Yay! 50 years.
I know, which is crazy.
Half a century. My goodness.
Like, wow. Like, and then just hearing about how small it used to be, like, and now it's like this huge, massive thing.
Yeah.
And we have so many different departments, but the art department is like, and the art club is kind of getting involved with the planning of like murals around campus. And we really, really want to know more opinions from like the students, and, you know, just kind of getting their ideas about what they want to see in a mural.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we got different ideas already for like, the basic things like they want to see like flowers and nature
Mm-hmm.
things having to do with California and farming because
Mm-hmm.
that's,
Yeah,
a
especially
big
this
thing.
community.
Yeah. And I was like, that sounds amazing. And then we're just seeing like lots of other like ideas for like designs and like how people want to showcase that. So we're going to start like getting more information from
Mm-hmm.
people. So if you get approached by the sociology club by Vivi and she's asking you about what you'd want to see on campus, like definitely like let it out. Let us know. Like we've been talking about lots of different things, like murals for one, but also like art pieces that you could just go hang out in on campus.
Yeah.
Like, like imagine there's that big open grass space in the front
Yeah.
and like there's just something there that we can just go like sit in and study
Mm-hmm.
in.
Throw a little architectural design engineering in there.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like it was reminding me when they were talking about it, like about like the skate parks that look like food and
Yes!
stuff. I was like, that would be so cool.
That'd be cool to incorporate in the mural because skateboarding is actually a big part of Oxnard as a community as well.
Shout out.
If I knew names, I would say them.
I know names.
You shout them out.
The Diablos.
There you go.
Good. You go, girls. You keep going.
Yes, girl.
But yeah, like, and then also, the Garden of Hope.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's that about?
It's over by the art department,
Mhm.
and so obviously, when a bunch of artists see something like that, they're gonna want to put their hands on it, right?
Of course.
But we're just like, oh my gosh, this has just been here untouched,
Mhm.
and like we haven't touched it, we haven't done anything with it. Like they're starting to revamp it slowly, but it needs a little bit more love. So if any of the students on campus, you want to be a part of that, definitely come get in touch with us
Mhm.
so that we can like add you to the discussion.
Yeah.
And-
Is that going to be more artistic or is it going to be a little bit like farm?
well,
Can people do a community garden possibly?
well, I think so. I'm not
Yeah.
sure,
Okay.
but that's why it's still in like the talks because we do want multiple clubs involved. It's just like we're still at the beginning stages of like planning and
Mhm.
stuff. But, getting this out there, letting people know that it's something that we want, that
Mhm.
we're interested in, I feel like bringing awareness to it,
Yeah.
it's definitely going to help it get off the ground faster.
Slay.
But yeah, so like, I don't know.
Now, I know we're wanting everybody's opinion about the mural. But I want to know exactly what you want to see on that mural.
Honestly, like putting that into words is really hard for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm an artist, so obviously, but I really want to see us like incorporate a lot of like textures,
Mm-hmm.
Like we see like these things in our everyday lives, like woven things and like patterns and all that, but that can, also be made from like realistic images
Mm-hmm.
and like used in ways so that it just looks like patterns. But if you get closer, you just start to see more, And I like the idea of a timeline too, showing like the history and the growth and progression of Oxnard because it really did come like, I don't know, like a revolution almost, like of
Mm-hmm.
like different things like agriculture and like arts and politics. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, because before you even said anything about there, I had no idea. Now, what part of the campus, or is it going to be multi-parts? What's the plan?
I'm not sure. Like the committee hasn't really given too much details about that, and I'm not sure. Our president is a part of that committee. So there's a student on the 50th anniversary committee, which is great, right?
Yeah.
Like we have an actual say.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. Like I hope that they put it in multiple parts. I hope that they do multiple installations
Mhm.
because that would, be really inspiring for students, But also, like, I feel like it would help with engagement and really bring in, like, more enrollment to the school because
For sure.
we have so many parts of our school that you wouldn't see just by driving down Barter Road.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things to us, and it's like we do need to do a little like peacocking, you know?
Of course. Of
Like
course.
one of our students, his name's Levi. He's like a freshman, I think. He started recently, but
Mhm.
he's really like involved, and he just was like, the school does need a little flavor, in my opinion. And I just love that. And I was like, you know, you're right. Like, we do. We need to show off, like, who we are. Like, we are this beautiful community, and we're vibrant and rich. And, like, we have so much to show. And I feel like we should show it off in our campus, especially because the community uses the campus apart from just being for students, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, even the little stage we kind of have at the center of campus,
Mhm.
those steps, they're beautiful and they're painted. Everyone, I always see people sitting there,
Yeah.
like how you kind of brought up, bring areas of art where people can just hang out and appreciate it and just relax.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So if we can continue installations like that, I feel like that will definitely, that already gets physically involved. And now we just start the conversation.
Yeah, that mural really did change that area because I remember before it would like nobody would go there. Nobody would use that space. And like, or they would just be like, oh, this is a space we can be in. Like,
Yeah.
yes, this is your campus.
Yeah, well, because when, like you said, when it's kind of cold and it doesn't have color and it doesn't have that life to it, people assume that they're not allowed in those areas because they're so serious feeling.
Yeah. But like, so a lot of the hope with that garden though is so that like a lot of clubs and different parts of the campus can be involved in it. But like also, you know, like hopefully we can, you know, all have our hands in something and connect, you know, because some departments don't know about each other.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they might have a course that's relevant for that student and they don't even know about it. And so it's like, I don't know. I feel like this would be like a good opportunity for like a lot of different things.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed a couple weeks ago the DRC department, and I think that especially if we kind of tied in a community part of gardening, of vegetables, fruits, they do a basic needs of people who just need groceries. And then perfect, we're producing as a school groceries, and we don't necessarily have to.
Fun fact
Oh.
about that.
Yeah.
So my friend Vivi,
Yeah.
so she's the president of the sociology
Yeah.
club. So she got the sociology club back going again, right? And like she pushed for it really, really hard. One of her points was she's like, you know, sociology club was the reason why we have the food thing. She's like, they're the ones that started it. She's like, so where'd they go?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. And yeah, of course we need sociology club if they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like that's why. So she's like gonna be in this now and like
Cool.
But like you see, that's so like weird. It's like why wouldn't we want to keep going with things like that if they benefit our students?
I think it just depends on, you know, a lot of the reason why clubs get started is because of a single person showing interest and gathering people. When that person kind of leaves, then it's hard to take up the helm of it.
Yeah.
And it kind of just depends on the rest of the students. But if you think about it, what if it was all freshmen? They graduate, they're all gone. Then who's left to continue a club?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important when clubs do such a strong impact on that. I feel like we should just kind of create a way for them to kind of stay and people to know. Because otherwise, they just, like you said, they'll just...
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of students coming in, like, you know, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, true.
It's
tell me
so
about
much
it.
like, and they're just like, I can be a part of a club. I can be a president of a club. Yes, you can.
You can do anything and everything.
But like,
Yes, girl.
like you can do it even if you think you can't.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like more fun than anything. Like, look what I get to do.
Yes, and that's what I really love about OCs because they're so encouraging for you to start clubs, for you to join clubs, and these clubs actually get to do things on campus. It's not necessarily like we just meet up and talk about things, because I feel like a lot of people assume that about clubs. But like you said, the sociology club was able to help create the basic needs program here on campus that's now a staple for students that are unfortunately unhoused.
Yeah, and they're also helping our art club by supporting us, and, like coming and joining our club. But so art club meets every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and we do like lots of projects right now. Like we're just starting to do zines, so we want submissions, we want photographs, anything you have that's art related, creative related. Like we'll figure out how to incorporate it into the zine. Like, and then we're gonna disperse them, and like it'll be all like student showcasing, right? And I feel like that's gonna be great. And then we also have like a couple painting workshops coming up.
Fun.
And those are gonna be with like more experienced members of the community. Like we recently had a workshop at the lab, and that's like a really cool creative studio because, you know, they do things like street art and graffiti work and just like lots of different types of artworks, but that you can sell. So we're gonna figure out like a workshop that would be really good for people to kind of learn a new skill that maybe they can turn around and make a profit from.
Yeah. Can anyone join these workshops?
Yeah, it's art club. So as long as you're a student, like come through, we'll help you. You know, you got your siblings with you, like bring them.
Now, if they do want to sign up for the workshop, where do they sign up?
So we haven't posted any, but you can follow the art club on Instagram.
Shout it out.
It's the OC Art Club. You'll be able to find us. And then also there's the McNish Gallery Instagram for the art department of Oxnard College. And we'll post all the upcoming shows on there. We have a show going on right now.
Oh.
So if, you know, you have some downtime during your classes, or like you just want to go to like a really nice space full of art that's quiet, like you can come to the gallery. It's in the art department. We have our own art gallery here on campus.
What part of campus is it?
What would that be considered? Southeast campus?
Girl.
Yeah, like
the only direction I know.
It's closer to Bard and the is it Circle K or 7-Eleven. Like it's by the track and like the auto shop department.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's new, so that's why. But that's also why we're gonna be doing murals over there, so that, you know, that's the art department.
We're here.
Yeah, those are the you can't miss the buildings. It's almost impossible. Like if you miss the color buildings full of art,
I don't know what to
you
tell
went you went too far.
You didn't go far enough.
But yeah, so like we have a lot of like cool things coming up, lots of like surveys and stuff where we're gonna be getting students involved, and like once we have like more details about how the murals are gonna be put together and everything, we'll share that with you. But yeah, like there's just so much like that is gonna happen and in the works of being taught. And like
if the students want to also join the murals, is it just as simple as contacting the art department as well, or
well, so I think we're gonna do it like how Ventura College did their mural, and it's pretty like standard for when people ask for like mural projects. You have to submit your idea, and then it gets reviewed, and then, you know, usually you'll get a thank you, or like they'll take parts of it, or they'll ask you to be the head of the mural.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what they're looking for. We don't know exactly what they're looking for yet.
Okay.
So we're just kind of like getting ideas.
Spreading information.
Yeah, getting ideas. Because I feel like once we get a general idea of like, oh, this is what the students want. This is the style. This is what they want to see. This is what they feel is inspirational to them. You know, this is what they feel applies to their life. Then I feel like that's when we can kind of deep dive into what we're going to be actually seeing on the wall.
Nice.
But I want to do lots of colors. Like,
yes.
I love murals.
Yeah.
Especially like the ones in LA, like all the different styles. Like I feel like we can incorporate like our Chicano roots and like all of that, along with like the many other cultures that come through here and everything, and just kind of like merge all those styles and make a really pretty piece.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
We briefly talked about that in the last episode, the Chicano community, but also we have a very large lowrider community out here as well. So,
and that is a whole other style that needs to be showcased too.
that's yeah.
We're also though in the talks of starting an art market.
Oh,
which is exciting.
That is exciting.
Yes, and I want to encourage everybody and anybody who has art styles, photographing, painting,
filming.
Yeah, anything. Like, come sell it, come show it off. Like, just put yourself out there. Like, we'll have more information on the art club Instagram as the time goes by. But yeah, there's just so much going on.
I think that's so important though, because a lot of the time kids get into art wanting to make it their career, but then they don't know how to make money and actually make it profitable towards them. So this is a great way for them to start and grow their brand as an artist.
Yeah, it is. And like, that's so cool. Like, I was just talking to somebody about like how they should go about a thing that they're gonna do with their career, right? Because it's like, I feel like being an artist, we have so many different talents just because we're an artist. So like, when you have to decide on like, oh, okay, I'm gonna follow this path in art, it's like a really big thing. And like, I just encourage like younger artists, like, go to school. Yeah. Like, you need to go to school. Like, I know it sounds like something that other artists have never told you, but like, it's better when you go to school because then you get to meet lots of experienced people that are in your field. Yeah. And then, so you wanted me to touch on like how art fell into my life, right? And like how, it changed my life.
Here on We Are the Change, I want to ask you,
go ahead.
How did art change your life?
Yes, Lena. Because I'm like, now we're getting into that.
Let's get into it.
Oh my goodness. I found out Title IX.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. Without Title IX, you and I wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be
sitting here. So Title IX is the Civil Rights Act of 1972, and it was a landmark law that prohibited sex discrimination in education and athletics, and it was a major step towards gender equality in the United States. So when Congress debated that landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibited discrimination in employment on account of race, conservative congressmen added gender to the bill, thinking that the inclusion of women would kill the act. When this strategy backfired and the measure was signed into law, groups such as NOW became dedicated to its enforcement. And
get into it.
Yeah. So like, I was writing a paper for school because, I'm so wonderfully
You're
studious.
such a great student.
Yeah. Gotta get A's. Hear that, financial aid.
We're getting A's.
We are. Straight A's. Dean's list.
You know it.
So, my paper led me down this rabbit hole because I was like, well, how did women get the right to go to school to be artists? Because I met this artist at our art show, and she's one of the artists featured. And I was talking to her, and she's like, so what are you going to graduate with? And I was like, studio arts. And she's like, that's amazing. And I was just like, wow, she's so proud of me. And I was just like, like being an artist, what people say when you get an art degree.
Yes. Yes.
So it was just like, wow, that is different energy than I have received. I was just like, maybe it's just because she's in the same field as me. But then she started telling me about how when her name is Barbara. When Barbara went to school, financial aid and all of that was like, no, Barbara, you don't get to go be an artist.
Oh my God.
Yeah. If you want to do that, you have to go get an architect degree. And you have to complete them at the same time. and you have to get good grades, and you have to do all of this, and then we'll let you have your art degree.
Mm-hmm. But it's not even the one you want either.
Yeah, and she was just like, you know, she did great. She was a great architect, you know, when she did it, and it was good for her. But she told me like something that I didn't really like understand, because I was just like, wow, like imagine going to school and them telling you, no, you can't get that degree because you're a woman. Like, that was crazy to me. And so I like went and deep dove, and then I found Title IX was the reason. And so like I was just like, wow. So if Barbara never fought for me, she would have not, you know, had the right to get her degree. And then my professor would have never been able to get her degree.
Yeah.
She would have never had the art show, because she wouldn't have been able to put it together, because women artists wouldn't be able to be in art shows.
So with Title IX, can you just briefly for the audience?
Like, well, I didn't really dive into it, but just kind of like what it does, it protects like you so that you can go to school, like, and like gender is not a reason for you not to be able to go to school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's just like I knew that it protected us from a lot of things, but I didn't know that that was like the main reason why it was there now. I'm just like, it's there so women can go to school. And it's just like, oh my gosh, and that's only 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, and I was just like, wow, so all of this led to me sitting here talking about this, being able to graduate, and, you know, just kind of keep up the fight without having to fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, the fight just continues.
It does, but it's not like a brutal fight anymore. It feels empowering.
Good.
You know? And it feels uplifting too, to know that these women, you know, stood before me and opened the door so that I could do this and just be an artist.
Yeah.
So like,
because that's enough. Yeah. It's more than enough.
It is. And like, I feel enough being an artist.
As you should, because we focus so much on capital and earning money. So when things don't earn us money, we think they're not valuable, but there is such a breakdown of everything that doesn't cost or make money, like family, love, you know, just emotions in general. Yeah. And people forget, like, we've gotten so stripped of who we are and who we can be to each other that we're so focused on higher, more money, that we forget about each other. And with this podcast, I hope we can grow back our community, because our community is so strong, especially at OC. Like you said, you've had so many powerful women before you that have inspired you.
And they're part of our community. Like,
as well.
Yeah, like Professor Morla, she grew up around here, and she came back, and, you know, and look what she's doing. Like, you know, I thought she was cool before, but, you know, now I'm like, wow, you're way cooler now. Like, oh my gosh. And just kind of like how, and also that's another thing too, like, being in art brought me to education.
Yes.
And that education has been like really fulfilling.
Yes.
And like, I don't know.
Art is so educational. Art and just other degree paths kind of get separated from one another for whatever reason.
But they're so integrated.
Yeah, because like every aspect of every other degree has an element of art to it. Writing is a type of art. Filming is a type of art. Speaking is a type of art. And people don't recognize that until they are forced to do it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't need to write. I don't need to speak for what I want to do with my life. But there's going to be a moment that you're going to have to either write or speak, and you don't know how to do it well, your chances of getting anything drastically plummet.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time during my degree program, originally, you know, I have a degree in acting. That didn't really go well for me. But I was always pretty good at writing, and I didn't know how to incorporate that into my life as an actor because it was very like, you're an actor, kind of stay in your lane. But I went through this transitional period in the industry where they're like, oh, no, it's not enough to be an actor anymore. And then I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I went through that too. Where it's like, it's not enough just to make your art. Like, what do you mean? Oh, you have to sell yourself now.
Yeah, like, you have to become a brand. You have to become this whole business on top of it.
That's another reason for you to go to college. They teach you that in college.
That's why I'm about to go to college. I'm getting my business degree because I know it's going to help people like us, though. Like, I went back to college because, yes, I got my art degree, and it was very useful for the time being. But I just found everyone was so disconnected from each other. I wanted to go back to school to help us reconnect, and, like, I just hated every single time where I had a question about the industry. I was like, da-da-da-da-da, spoken to the universe. My friends, they'd be like, either I don't know, or you'd have to talk to, like, a lawyer about it. I'm like, why is this specific niche group of people are the only ones who can answer my question? You know what I mean? So I want to be the person who can be answering anyone's question and hopefully teach others. Just be like, information is free. Let's at least do this one free thing for each other.
Yeah. And you're doing a justice to your teachers and those that taught you all that. Because if you don't pass down your knowledge, you're doing an injustice to those that taught you.
Yes. People fought so hard to be able to teach me the things they did that now it's my job. And I love this job, honestly.
Right? It feels so fulfilling.
It does. And I think that's how we became friends, was just that we were constantly kind of finding people who needed help, and we were like, oh, easy, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know how we even started, but it was something like that.
I know what it was.
What was it? Oh.
You remember that?
Never mind.
It was Louise Belcher. Louise Belcher was our thing. But I think Louise is a great thing to connect on. She wears pink.
There it is. I almost wore my Bob's Burger sweater today. That would have been full circle. Dang. I was like, I don't know with branding if that's as if. Never mind.
Imagine.
We get censored because I'm wearing a Bob's Burger sweater.
Just like
that would be the thing I'd be censored on.
Oh my gosh.
Well, anyway.
So yeah, art. Look at how amazing that is. We go from Bob's Burgers to mural.
What type of artwork in general that you have connected to as an artist? Maybe you don't necessarily partake in that medium, but something that just truly inspires you.
Oh my gosh. It sounds cliche, but Studio Ghibli.
Yes, no, that is not. Go ahead, go off.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh. Like, Hayao Miyazaki, he really, really wants the newer generations of artists to step up.
Yeah.
He literally called us out in his final film. I love that he does that to us. He's like, I'm done. And then he's like, oh, I can't stop. Who will make these movies if I stop? So I'm just like, I hear you. And I also would like to have a studio one day that creates inspiring films.
Yes.
You know? And I just like just films like that. There's so many different ones. Like, I don't know. I've shown you a couple of them.
Yeah.
Like, I just love, like, really detailed films and artworks and, like, stuff like that. And I really, really want to put one out there one day.
As you should. You will.
It's just...
I said it, so it's going to happen now.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that to me.
Of course.
It's going to be a lot of hard work. It's hard work being a yes girl.
I don't know it.
Gotta do it now. Lita said I have to do it.
Not have to. You're going to.
I'm going to. I get to do it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Another artistic way of being hot. You have to like choose the right words to say to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself.
You do, because I just keep referencing last episode, but you hear no so many times in your industry and society. You gotta be your own yes girl.
Okay, that's true. Hey, that would be probably like a really good thing, like for us to make like a mural where it's. I seen like those
Yes, girl.
really like they're murals, but they look like they're just like news flashes, like prints.
Yeah.
And like maybe it'll just say something really inspiring, but look like so brutalist when you're like approaching it, like it's yelling at you.
It starts out like really gorgeous calligraphy and then harsh
letters.
Yeah, news lettering.
You're awesome.
Gotta be a little aggressive with the positive affirmations, because sometimes when you do it a little too sweet, it doesn't get through. You gotta be like, you're amazing.
See, maybe we need like a room like that on campus where students can just go sit in the quiet room and just look at inspirational quotes on the wall.
Fun. Or we just sit in a circle and like positively affirm each other.
You are okay. Honestly,
You are wonderful.
I mean, I don't know exactly like what part of this is, but Diego, he's usually in like the career center.
Mm-hmm.
He's super cool. Oh my gosh, super like motivating too. He got me out of like a really like big rut today, because obviously making art is really hard and sometimes you get blocks.
Of course.
But he kind of made me look at time and like things differently. He's like, just think of them as moments. You know, that moment is there, but you don't gotta stay there with that moment. It'll be another moment, you know, soon after, and you can just forget about that. And I'm just like, wow, that's so inspirational. I love that. So I'm just kind of like these are the moments right now where we're getting the word out, and the next moment is gonna be, we're gonna know what the mural is gonna be. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, art is also just very dependent on life experience. If you don't allow yourself to live a life and you're just so focused on art, you're not going to create art that you connect with, because you don't even know who you are anymore, because you've been so dived into and connecting with who you are. Now you just spent 6 months creating a bunch of beautiful art, but now you got to go live life to kind of start the process over again.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if that's why like celebrities have problems like later on in their careers.
That's why they do it. That's why they have problems, because they're like, I need to
have inspiration. Oh, that's so bad. Don't self-sabotage to create art.
But then they come out with the best album.
Oh my gosh, I know. They talk about it.
Exactly. They're like, well, I unfortunately went through this horrendous breakup where I cheated on viciously for like years. But I'm on Billboard's top 100, so it doesn't really.
I am in, was it the Getty?
For real.
They made it to the Getty.
And you know what? At the end of the day, you're going to remember me for my art, not what I did.
But that feels so vulnerable, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vulnerability. Now we're going to get deep.
Well, that's not true. Well, not what you said. But I was like, artists can be remembered for what they did. That's all. That was just a silly thing I said. But they can be remembered for the awesome things they did in their life, not just their art.
We will remember you. You know what? Yeah.
You know what? We will remember.
Oh my gosh, I forget his name. Rothko. Man, his story's crazy. That artist, like, he had a double life. He's over here, had his wife, and then he was like sending letters to this chick, like, I love you. You're the only one for me. But like stayed married to his wife.
Now ain't that some?
Yeah, and like, but like I feel bad for dude, because I'm like, you're an artist and you died, and like you were sad when you died. And we have your art, and we have all your letters. And we read them.
Your letters became a part of your art.
Yeah, like,
and you didn't even mean it to. Writing is art, see?
I'm pretty sure he did not think we were going to get a hold of the letters that went
That
to his
is, like,
mistress.
That is like one of my biggest fears about like becoming a big artist. What if all my journals all of a sudden just get discovered and they're like, and this, and I'm like, bro, I was having a really bad day that day. I should not be.
You know what?
We should not put this to the public.
The next art club meeting should be like...
Be careful what you journal.
Well, like... Maybe we should like have a little bonfire.
All right, and everyone write down your biggest fears and insecurities and throw them away. They're gone.
No more.
You don't have them anymore.
Mm-mm. It seems very. Yeah, that would be like.
We love an unhinged episode.
We're not gonna start any fires at art club meetings. No.
F. Okay,
but
to wrap things up.
But imagine how cathartic it would be to like burn your journals.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm gonna start. I've had them from since I was little, and I wrote some crazy things when I was 10. I look back and I'm like, girl, what was you going through?
You're like,
who hurt
who are
you?
you talking to?
I know.
I love it.
And then when we become famous and those get upended, because I threw it away because I was 10 years old,
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I was going through some hard things.
But where did you find that?
I know. I threw that away
Yeah,
like 2 decades
Where did
ago.
you find that?
How did you even know? You went dumpster diving for this?
I love it. So yeah,
That's art. Dumpster diving.
creating things out of
That'll
nothing.
be the name.
Girl.
Oh my god. Well, to wrap things up, is there any last bits you want to say about art club, art department in general?
There's lots of cool classes. We have like a whole new computer lab.
Nice.
Yeah, so like if you're into looking to learn like Illustrator or there's like a bunch of other programs, but like Photoshop and stuff, definitely go get in touch with the art department and just start your journey. Like it's really cool. I've just been learning so much that I'm just like overwhelmed.
She's gonna become an illustrator now. You're gonna see her with switch mediums in this next coming year. She's gonna be like, no more mural. I created the web design of the entire.
I think, well, like, that's the cool part about it is, like, I don't know if, like, I'll paint the mural, but I definitely feel like I'll be a part of the design process.
Yeah.
But, like, my design process has changed now. I now do things, like, on the computer.
Yeah.
And, like, it's cool.
You're part of the new generation.
I know, it's so weird. But it's also really cool that we have that
Millennial
here.
to Gen Z, real quick.
Also, Oxnard College, we're the only one that offers some of these classes. So you can't go to VC or Moore Park for it.
You have to come to Oxnard.
You gotta
College.
come here. This is the place to be.
Slay.
It was so amazing to have you, Miss Victoria Luna, here on the podcast.
On your podcast?
On
Hey,
my
I'm so
podcast.
proud of you, friend. Like, this is amazing.
Thank you.
And our guitar buddies. I love our guitar buddies.
No one knows how to play those. Those are very much.
I don't either. But they're cool to look at.
They're beautiful. Just like my guests. I only bring pretty people. Just kidding.